Hey, it's King McKay. Now, with the release of episode 6 getting leaked early, it's kind of redundant almost to talk about episode 5, though I am still going to do a quick recap here. It won't cover a lot of predictions or plot forwarding for the next episode because most of you have probably already seen the leaked episode. So this review will just be my personal opinions on the different scenes in this episode. Let's get into it.
If she decides to use them, to really use them, you're fucked.
Now, this really comedic scene we got between Bran and Jaime was actually really cool, even though it had so many things we could nitpick about it. Pretty much everyone knows why the show did what they did, and why they made Jaime not fall into the hands of Daenerys at this point in the game, that he needed to get back and talk to Cersei and stuff. They just thought it was kind of sad that they had to kind of cop out and use plot armor, really light plot armor, to protect him. But this scene, and the one we got later on with Cersei, was a really nice way to indicate to us how the Lannisters are reacting to the realization that Dany's armies and her dragons are really stacking the odds against them. Now, even though all three Lannisters understand the same truth, they all react to it in very different ways. Cersei's like, I'm gonna fight and die if I'm gonna die. Jaime's like, maybe there's a possible peaceful solution here that doesn't lead to mass death. And then Tyrion's like, that's my exact point, let's make a deal. And he's like, but you killed my dad though, I don't trust you. One thing this episode did do very well for me is communicate the internal conflict that Tyrion is even having this entire season between his loyalty to his family and what he wants for the realm, and the terrible family he has to deal with, and the horrific, tragic, and aggressive actions that Dany will have to do if she wants to take the Iron Throne. So definitely he has to make a more important decision throughout the season of who he's going to continue to back, whether it's going to be Dany or his family. This could lead to a betrayal of one of those sides. If you think he's obviously going to support Dany, then maybe you should watch this video and it'll put a little bit of doubt in your mind. So next we move to a scene that a lot of people really enjoyed and thought was a lot of that huge kind of foreshadowing we're getting throughout the season and in season 6 of Jon's heritage and his family. And people thought, oh, this is such cute, he's bonding with a dragon and when he's going to ride a dragon. Personally, I could never dig the cute side of the scene. The CGI was just too realistically scary, with the blood on his teeth, the huge-ass goring jaw. I never connected with that dragon because it would just look frightening as hell. So props to the CGI department, but the more important part of the scene was how this brought a bigger connection between Jon and Daenerys, which will definitely be played out. Oh shit, see, I'm already talking about the future episodes, but most of you've already seen that, so you know what's gonna happen. Fuck my life! So next, Bran's got a squadron of Hawkeye TIE fighters scouting the White Walker forces and seeing where they're at. But unfortunately, the paint department forgot to put the stealth code on and put the bright pink yellow one on instead. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this connection between Bran and the Night King and how it will interact between their powers. People think the reason why the Night King could break him out of his wargame, could protect him and stuff, was because of this connection that he formed back in season 6. I don't think this is the case whatsoever. When Bran was originally trying to look at the Night King, he was going on his own, the Night King saw him and grabbed and made the connection. So clearly he can detect wargs no matter what. But what this does mean is that the Night King has another whole list of powers that are still super unknown to us. The more and more we find about the origins of the White Walkers and what they're doing and where their movements are, and people gathering to fight them and their knowledge of them is spreading, we still don't really know much about their culture, their powers, their limitations, their goals. They just seem to be an unstoppable death force, and that's really it. But I really hope the show will explore more. But wait, that's future stuff again, oh my fucking... So now we cross over to where Sam is, and I've really enjoyed a lot of the Sam scenes we've got all the way throughout the season. They've been comedic and entertaining and interesting, and we're actually finding awesome stuff out of it. Even if Sam is too busy mansplaining to listen to Gilly's humongous revelation about Jon's heritage, but none of that really matters as long as we get the full access to Septon's Maynard's 15,782 shits!
Steps.
So then there's Arya and Sansa. Now this relationship is going to be tense and lots of people are really hoping it doesn't go sour, but I'll cover a lot more of this in probably its own video next week when we start talking about episode 6 properly. So Gendry. Now the Gendry was being this meme in the Game of Thrones community for so long about him still rowing because he wasn't introduced again ever since we saw him last rowing. And so when Davos made a joke about it, I was like, hey, they get the community. They understand what we were talking about for the last fucking forever. And to be honest, I quite like his character. They definitely had to rush his introduction, which I preferred heavily to not introducing him at all. So it was nice to see him return back to the scene. I still want to see a scene between him and Arya because they always had the best relationship out of any characters with Gendry. Though Jon Snow and him might be forming some new bonds, so Arya might have a new contender in the realm of best friend for Gendry. Especially with the way she kind of isolated Popeye, so... yeah, maybe not in the best socializing mood at the moment. So pretty much this entire episode was all about unlikely alliances. People working together from all walks of lives with hugely complicated histories and complementing goals. Whether it's Davos working with Tyrion even though he killed his son. Whether it's the Hound and Jon and Tormund and Jorah and Thoros and Gendry and Arya and Sansa, and everyone has to come together and work together and fight together in the most harsh conditions, away from everything, banded together against one enemy greater than all of their petty fights. And we will see the ones who do not want to work together, the ones that will keep their petty differences and their conflicts and their histories above the common goals, will fail and will die. And those who band together, despite their immensely dark histories, will survive. For when the white snows fall and the winds blow, the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. Thanks for watching. Sorry this video wasn't as long and as awesome as my other reviews, because I'm awesome and you should always subscribe to me. Make sure to like that video, because I'm going to be doing a review for episode 6, I'm going to do a preview breakdown for episode 7, I'm going to be doing bonus stuff on Arya and Sansa and Jon and Daenerys and everything, so make sure you're subscribed for that. And remember, fuck those maesters.